Chapter 10. Respiration in Organisms. Breathing. External respiration. We normally breathe air through our nose, or sometimes even through the mouth. If we close our nostrils and mouth tightly and look at a watch, we soon start feeling uneasy and cannot hold our breath even for a minute. We cannot live for more than a few minutes without breathing air. Breathing means taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide by the living organisms with the help of their respiratory organs. Breathing rate. A breath means 1 inhalation plus 1 exhalation. The number of times a person breathes in a minute is termed as the breathing rate. Activity 1. To see the variation in the breathing rate during different activities. The various activities carried out by a person during a normal day. According to your experience, write in which activity the rate of breathing will be normal and in which activity it will be fast or faster. Write in the given blank space under each picture. Also, assign numbers to the pictures in the order of increasing rate of breathing according to your experience in the given circles. How do we breathe? Our nose has 2 holes which are called nostrils. There is a passage in the nose behind the nostrils called nasal cavity. Normally, we take in air through our nostrils. When we inhale air, it passes through our nostrils into the nasal cavity. As the air passes through this cavity, it becomes warm. It also gets moistened by the mucus secreted by the membrane lining of the nasal cavity. Dust and other particles present in air get trapped by the mucus and hair present in the nasal cavity. From the nasal cavity, the clean, moist and warm air passes into the trachea or windpipe. The trachea branches out into 2 thinner tubes called bronchi, singular bronchus, which enter the lungs. After entering the lungs, each bronchus divides to form a large number of still smaller tubes called bronchioles. The bronchioles have tiny air sacs at their ends called alveoli, singular alveolus. The walls of alveoli are very thin and are surrounded by very thin blood capillaries. The air from the trachea through the bronchus and bronchioles finally enters the alveoli. The oxygen of the air diffuses out from the thin walls of the alveoli into the blood capillaries. The oxygen combines with the hemoglobin in the blood to form oxyhemoglobin and is carried to all the cells of the body. Similarly, the carbon dioxide produced by the breakdown of food during respiration enters into blood. Blood carries carbon dioxide to the alveoli in the lungs. From the lungs, carbon dioxide is removed with the air we breathe out. In this way, exchange of gases takes place in the alveolus. Exchange of gases in the alveolus. Carbon dioxide, atmospheric air, oxygen. CO2 enters alveolus. Oxygen enters capillary. Blood flowing from alveolus carries oxygen. Capillary. Blood flowing from the tissues carries carbon dioxide. Activity to demonstrate the mechanism of breathing. Things needed: transparent plastic bottle, Y-shaped glass or plastic tube, 2 balloons, plasticine, rubber sheet, rubber band. Method: we take a wide transparent plastic bottle, a soft drink plastic bottle will do, and get someone to cut off its bottom. We make a hole through the bottle's cap. 2 deflated balloons are tied at the 2 forked ends of a Y-shaped glass or plastic tube. We introduce the tube fitted with 2 deflated balloons from cut end of the bottle and pass the tube through the hole in the cap. We use plasticine to seal the cap and make it airtight. A thin rubber sheet is tied around the open base of the bottle using a large rubber band. Our apparatus is ready. See figure. In this apparatus, the space between the bottle represents the chest cavity, the balloons represent the lungs, whereas the rubber sheet represents the diaphragm. Observation: when we pull the rubber sheet downwards, the space inside the bottle increases, lowering the air pressure inside the bottle. The air from outside rushes in through the Y-shaped tube into balloons, due to which the balloons get inflated. Their size increases. See figure. This is how we inhale air during breathing. When we push the rubber sheet up, the space inside the bottle decreases. This pushes out the air inside the balloons through the tube, due to which the balloons get deflated. Their size decreases. This is how we exhale air during breathing. Conclusions: the action of rubber sheet in this activity shows how we inhale and exhale air during breathing with the help of the downward and upward movement of the diaphragm in our body. When the diaphragm moves downward during inhaling, the lungs are filled with air, but when the diaphragm moves upward during exhaling, then the air is forced to go out the lungs. What